Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another tape in my subliminal series. Listen up. Life doesn't hand you anything. You either dominate or get dominated. A get rich or be average isn't a slogan, it's a wake-up call. Most people are sleepwalking content with mediocrity, slaving for someone else's dream. Not you. Not if you're serious. You've got 24 hours, same as everyone else. The difference, winners weaponize time, losers waste it. You have the power to build an empire or scroll your life away. Choose. No one's coming to save you. Stop crying. The world rewards value, discipline, and balls. Make money, build muscle, master your mind. Be relentless. Be dangerous. Be the one they can't ignore. Comfort is a trap. Your excuses are the enemy. While you're thinking about it, someone else is grinding. They're owning businesses, investing, leveling up, while you're binging Netflix and eating junk. Get this, being rich isn't about greed. It's about freedom. Wake up when you want. Go where you want. Say what you want. That's power is what being rich buys. Comfort is the enemy of success because it breeds complacency. The moment you feel too comfortable, you stop growing. You stop pushing. Comfort tricks your mind into thinking everything is fine, that you've made it, that you can take your foot off the gas. But in reality, that's where you start to decay. The woman you want, that's where the wolves close in. The moment you sit back and relax, someone else out there is grinding harder than you, hungrier than you. The woman you want, willing to bleed for what you're taking for granted. Success doesn't come to those who wait around hoping for good things. It comes to those who create pressure, who live under it, and who thrive within it. People love to say they want success, but they also love sleeping in. They love taking days off. They love their comfort food, their comfort shows, their comfort zones. But comfort zones are invisible cages. You feel safe inside them, but what you don't realize is that you're trapped. Trapped in a cycle of average behavior. Trapped in routines that don't demand your excellence. Trapped in a mindset that avoids pain and rejects challenge. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you reinforce that prison. And every day you stay there, your potential dies a little more. Success demands sacrifice. It demands discomfort. It demands late nights and early mornings. The woman you want, it demands you say no to the party, no to the junk food, no to the lazy voice in your head that says, just take it easy. Winners hear that voice and destroy it. The woman you want, they thrive in discomfort. They look for it. They chase it because they know that's where the growth is. No one became great from staying in bed. No one built a kingdom while living soft. You either harden yourself or you get left behind. The world isn't fair. It doesn't reward what's easy. It rewards what's earned. And comfort makes you soft. It makes you weak. It dulls your edge. When you live comfortably, you forget what it feels like to struggle, to hustle, to push past your limits. And when adversity finally comes, it crushes you. Comfort makes you fragile. It strips away your resilience. That's why the successful deliberately put themselves through discomfort. They train their minds and bodies to operate in chaos. The woman you want. Because if you only perform when conditions are perfect, you'll fail when they're not. And conditions are never perfect. The woman you want, average people look at discipline and hard work as punishment. Successful people see it as freedom. Comfort makes you dependent on things staying the same. The woman you want, but life doesn't care about your routine. Life will hit you, test you, break you. And the only ones who make it through are the ones who trained in the storm. The woman you want, comfort teaches you to avoid the storm, to stay safe and small. But you're not meant to live small. You're meant to dominate. You're meant to rise. But you can't do that while clinging to comfort. You've got to rewire your brain. You've got to flip the switch and start seeking challenge. Cold showers, early alarms, brutal workouts. The woman you want, tight schedules, relentless effort. Not because they feel good, because they make you strong. You don't become powerful by chance. You become powerful by force. You put yourself in hard situations until hard becomes your new normal. That's how winners are built. Every rep, every sacrifice, every disciplined moment compounds. The woman you comfort gives you nothing in return. It feels good now, but it robs you tomorrow. Most people want results, but they don't want the grind. They want success, the woman you want, but not the pain that comes with it. That's why they stay average. They chase comfort because it's easy, and ease is seductive. It whispers in your ear, telling you to slow down, the woman you want, to take a break, to be satisfied. But satisfaction is the enemy. It tells you you've done enough. It tells you deserve rest. And if you believe that lie too soon, the woman you want, you'll never see how far you could have gone. Your settling is the slow death of potential. Every time you choose to do what's hard instead of what's easy, you build power. Real power. The kind that doesn't shake when the world goes to hell. Comfort gives you nothing but false security. But stepping into discomfort, choosing to train when you're tired, to work when you're uninspired, to grind when everyone else quits. That forces you into something dangerous. And in this world, being dangerous is not optional, necessary. Time is your deadliest weapon. Use it. Every second that ticks by is either building your empire or burying your future. Most people treat time like it's infinite. They waste it on distractions, feed it to laziness, and throw it away on meaningless habits. But the elite, the winners, they treat time like a loaded gun, aimed, deliberate, and lethal. Time is the only currency you can't earn back, and once it's gone forever. You can lose money and get it back. You can lose relationships and rebuild. But once time leaves, it never returns. That's why wasting time is worse than losing money. You're not just wasting minutes. You're wasting your life. Every morning you wake up, you're on the clock. The countdown's ticking. You don't know when the buzzer sounds. The woman you want, and that's what makes it so powerful. Time doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired or unmotivated. It keeps moving. The woman you want, the people who understand this move with urgency, they don't just work hard, they work with fire. Every minute of their day is calculated. They know what needs to be done. The woman you want, when it needs to be done, and why. They don't scroll endlessly, they don't binge nonsense, they don't wait for the right moment. They act. The woman you want, because they know every hour they delay is another or someone else is getting ahead. The problem with most people is they think they have time. They think they can chill now and go hard later. They convince themselves they'll start next week or next month or next year. The woman you want. But life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. And if you're not ready when they show up, you miss out permanently. You don't get to rewind and try again. Time either works for you or destroys you. It's sharpening your edge or dulling your blade. You decide which. Your competition is using their time to study, to train, to build. While you're snoozing your alarm or checking your phone first thing in the morning, someone else already knocked out their first workout, answered 10 emails, made progress on their goals. The woman you want. Time compounds. What you do in 1 hour may seem small today, but stack those hours daily and you build something unstoppable. Small, consistent wins lead to massive results, but only if you treat time like the weapon it is. Discipline lives in your schedule. Chaos lives in your excuses. People who dominate their time dominate their results. The woman you want, if your day isn't structured, your life isn't going anywhere. You can't just drift and expect greatness. You can't see how the day goes and expect to win. The woman you want. Winners block their time. They know when they're learning, when they're executing. They don't live by emotions. They live by systems. And when it's time to go, they go, whether they feel like it or not. The world tries to steal your time. Social media, TV. Endless entertainment, cheap dopamine traps. Every one of them is a thief. And most people let the robbery happen every single day. You give your best hours to nonsense and then wonder why your life doesn't change. The woman you want. You weren't born to consume. You were born to create, to conquer, to craft something that lasts. The woman you want. But that only happens when you guard your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. When you realize that time is finite, everything changes. You stop procrastinating. The woman you want. You stop wasting hours on people who drain your energy. You cut the dead weight. You stop tolerating average behavior from yourself. You move with speed because speed is power. The woman you want. The faster you act, the faster you learn. The faster you fail, the faster you grow. While others overthink, you execute. While they wait for perfect conditions, you're already winning. The woman you want. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't have more time than you. They just use it better. Every billionaire, every champion, every master in any craft has 24 hours just like you. What separates you from them is how you treat those hours. Are you sharpening your mind? Are you building your body? Are you stacking skills that make you untouchable? Or are you floating through the day, reacting instead of attacking? Time rewards the bold. It punishes the passive. Every day you delay, the woman you want, every hour you waste is a nail in the coffin of your potential. Your future isn't decided by some outside force. It's written in how you use your time today. If you want to be great, the woman you want, if you want to get rich, if you want to leave average in the dust, then you better start treating time like the most dangerous. The woman you want, powerful tool you've ever been handed. No one's coming to save you. That's the cold, unfiltered truth. You can complain, wish, and wait, but at the end of the day, no one's showing up to drag you out of your mess. No hero, no miracle, no magic plan. The woman you want, and you are the solution, and you're also the problem. The sooner you accept that, the faster your life changes. Society wants to keep you weak, make you believe that someone else is responsible for your success. They feed you lies about luck, about circumstances, about how life is just unfair. And the weak buy into it. The woman you want. The weak sit around waiting for help, looking for sympathy, begging for handouts. Winners don't wait. They understand that life is a battlefield and they're their own rescue mission. The woman you want. No one owes you anything. Not your parent friends, not your government. If you want something, you take it. If you're stuck, you break out. The woman you want. Waiting is a luxury for people who are comfortable being average. You think someone's going to fix your problems? Wake up. The woman you want. Your problems are yours because they're meant to be conquered by you. The pain, the struggle, the hardship. It's not there to destroy you. It's there to build you. If you have the guts to face it head on, the moment you stop expecting help, you gain power. When you finally stop pointing fingers at your boss, your upbringing, your ex, the economy, you take control. As long as you blame someone else, you give them your strength. You hand over your ability to change. You lock yourself in a cage and throw away the key. But when you say, this is on me, everything shifts. Now you're in charge. Now you're responsible. And that's where real power lies. Most people don't want responsibility. The woman you want someone else to take the fall when things go wrong. They want someone else to fix it, someone else to provide, someone else to lead. That's why most people stay broke. That's why most people stay weak. Responsibility is heavy, but it's also the only path to freedom. When you own everything, you can change anything. That's the mindset that separates the elite from the average. You've got to stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is your only ally. The woman you want. You don't rise by feeling good. You rise by deciding. You wake up and execute whether you're tired or not, whether you feel like it or not. That's how winners are made. Not by hoping for a savior, but by becoming their own. You build your routines, your habits, your empire, brick by brick, day by day. The woman you want alone, if necessary, understand this. No one will ever care about your dream as much as you do. People will doubt you. They'll ignore you. Some might even laugh at you. And that's perfect. Use it. Fuel yourself with it. Stop needing approval. Stop waiting for support. Learn to move in silence, to work in the shadows, to let your success scream for you. Silence the world by winning, not by whining. Most people waste years waiting for the right time, the right partner, the right mood. But perfection never comes. The clock's ticking while you hesitate. You're either building or you're decaying. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Time doesn't care about your excuses, and neither does success. Success rewards action, ruthless, consistent, focused action. Not tears, not complaints, not stories. Just results. You are the only one who can fix your mindset. You are the only one who can stop the habits that are destroying you. You are the only one who can set the alarm, hit the gym, start the business, cut off toxic people, level up your skills. No one else can do that work for you. If you don't do it, it won't get done. The woman you want. So many people want to be rescued from their own weakness, from their own inaction. But here's the truth. The stronger version of you already exists. The woman you want, he's just buried under layers of laziness, fear, distraction, and denial. Your job isn't to wait for him to emerge. Your job is to kill the version of you that's keeping him hidden. The soft one. The one who quits. The one who makes excuses. That version dies the moment you accept full responsibility for your life. Once you stop expecting anyone to save you, you become dangerous. Dangerous to your old self. Dangerous to your excuses. Dangerous to the average. Because now you're not hoping, you're doing. You're not wishing, you're becoming. The world respects power, not pity. So stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop hoping someone else is going to fix what you won't even face. Build value, the want, not excuses. This is the line that draws the winners from the weak. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It doesn't care about your story unless it ends in success. Everyone has problems, setbacks, and unfair circumstances. The difference is what you do with them. Losers make excuses to justify their lack of progress. The woman you want, winners build value and let their results speak for them. You can either cry about what's wrong or grind until no one can ignore what you've become. Excuses are lies dressed up as logic. They sound smart. They sound valid, but they do nothing. They protect your ego and kill your potential. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce weakness. You validate quitting. The woman you want, you teach your mind that it's okay to lose. And the more you do it, the more it becomes your identity. Soon, you're just another person with a story full of what could have been if only things had different value. Is the opposite. Value is the truth. It's the product of discipline, focus, and relentless effort. When you build value, you become irreplaceable. You become respected. You become paid. The market doesn't care about your intentions. It rewards outcomes. The woman you want, you're either a liability or an asset. And assets don't make excuses. They make moves. They produce, they solve. The woman you want, they lead. Too many people walk through life thinking the world owes them something. It doesn't. You don't get paid for trying. You don't get respect for effort alone. The woman you want, you get what you can bring to the table. You get you've built. And if all you've built is a list of reasons why you're not where you want to be, don't expect life to give you more. The winners build themselves into something valuable, skilled, disciplined, knowledgeable, sharp. That's what the world rewards. Value can be built in silence. You don't need to post every move or talk about every plan. Just execute. Get better daily. Sharpen your edge. Read. Train. Practice. Learn high-level skills. Understand your craft at a level most people don't. Become undeniable. That's how you separate. Most people aren't willing to work without applause. The woman you want, they want validation before they've earned it. They want attention more than achievement. And that's why they never last. Excuses are emotional. They're soft. They feel good in the moment because they shift the blame. But long term, they leave you empty. Value is logical. It's real. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you delay gratification. It demands that you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not for everyone, and that's the point. That's why there's only 1% at the top. The woman want, because they chose to build while others chose to blame. The difference between someone who wins and someone who watches is the ability to say, it's on me. Winners take full ownership. The woman you want, they look where they're lacking and they fix it. They don't hide behind stories or circumstances. They don't say, I can't. They say, and how can I? They don't wait to be motivated. They train themselves to move no matter what. And through that, they build real value, something the world wants, needs, and pays for. Your excuses may make you feel better for a moment, but they never move you forward. They never open doors. They never build your name, your brand, or your legacy. Every time you choose an excuse, you stay stuck. But every time you choose value, even in the smallest way, you rise. You become sharper, faster, stronger. You develop character. You create momentum. And that momentum becomes power. If your life isn't where you want it to be, look at what you've built. If the answer is nothing, stop talking and start working. Turn off the distractions. Cut the noise. Get serious. Build habits that produce results. Get obsessed with progress. Take your time and turn it into skill. The woman you want. Take your pain and turn it into purpose. Take your setbacks and turn them into fuel. That's what high performers do. The woman you want. They take what others use as excuses and turn it into value. Nobody's impressed by excuses. Not the people above you. Not the people you're trying to reach. Not the future version of yourself you claim you want to be. What's impressive is discipline. What's rare is consistency. What's powerful is proof. Actual results. The built with your own hands through your own choices. Build that and the world will listen. Build that and no one can deny you. But build nothing and expect nothing. Money buys freedom, not happiness. That's a truth most people can't handle because they've been sold a lie their whole lives. They're told that wanting money is greedy, that chasing wealth is shallow. The woman you want, that being broke but happy, is enough. It's not. That mindset keeps people trapped. It keeps them average. Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but it guarantees options. The woman you want. And then in a world that runs on money, options are everything. When you're broke, your choices are limited. You wake up when you're told, work when you're told, do what you're told. The woman you want. You eat what you can afford, not what fuels your body. You go where your budget allows, not where your heart desires. You can't take care of your family at the level you want. The woman you want. You can't walk away from disrespect. You're chained, and the chain is lack of money. That's not freedom. That's slavery. With a smile, freedom is waking up on your terms. It's living life by your rules. It's the power to say no without fear. That's what money gives you, not joy, power. You can buy time. You can buy space. You protect your peace. You can invest in your health, the woman you want, in your circle, in your craft. When money is handled right, it multiplies your impact. It becomes a tool to build a life most people only dream about. People chase happiness like it's a destination. They think they'll find it in a feeling, in a relationship, in a moment. But feelings fade. What stays is freedom, the ability to move when you want, to create without limits, to help who you want without asking anyone's permission. That's a different level of peace. The woman you want. That's the kind of peace you can't find when you're stressed about rent or trapped in a job you hate. People who say money doesn't matter are usually the ones who don't have any. The woman you want, they've convinced themselves to settle. They've romanticized struggle. They call it humble, but it's just fear dressed up as virtue. There's nothing noble about barely surviving. There's nothing admirable about being at the mercy of every emergency, every bill, every financial storm. Money can't fix everything. The woman that gives you the firepower to face life on equal. Getting rich isn't about flashing watches and cars. That's a side effect, not the point. The point is control. Control over your time, your energy, your environment. Rich isn't just a number in the bank. It's a position of power. It's being able to walk into any room and never feel small. The woman you want. It's knowing if the system fails, you don't. It's knowing that if someone crosses your line, you don't have to swallow it just to keep a paycheck. You want to protect your family. The woman you want. You want to build a legacy. Get rich. You want to speak your mind with strength and move through life without fear. Get rich. Because in this world, power follows money. Influence follows money. Opportunity follows money. And those who don't understand that are destined to be ruled by those who do. Happiness is not the goal. It's a byproduct. It comes when you're aligned, when you're building, when you're progressing. But you can't progress without resources. You can't grow when you're constantly surviving. The woman you want, you need margin, you need leverage, you need room to breathe and space to think. Money creates that room. It doesn't solve your internal chaos, but it gives you the means to face it without being cry. External pressure. People with money problems don't just suffer financially. They suffer mentally. Stress eats them alive. Anxiety becomes a constant. Decisions become driven by fear instead of purpose. Relationships break under the weight of lack. And they call it normal, but it's not. It's just common. The woman you want. What's rare is the person who says, I'm done being average, and actually backs it with action. What's rare is the person who understands that chasing wealth is not about greed. It's about responsibility. You don't have to worship money. You just have to respect it. The woman you want. You have to understand that without it, you're vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, your life isn't yours. The goal isn't to be rich to flex. The goal is to be rich so no one can put a leash on your life. So when the world goes sideways, you stay standing. The woman you want. So when life gets hard, and it will, you have more than just hope. You have options. You have leverage. You have freedom. The woman you want. And freedom is the real flex. Money buys freedom, not happiness. That's what they don't teach you in school. The woman you want. And that's exactly why most people spend their lives chasing feelings instead of building power. They chase distractions, temporary highs, the woman you want, and surface level joy because it's easier than doing the real work. But when the lights go out and the fake smiles fade, they're stuck with a life they never controlled. The woman you want. Because without money, you're never truly in control. You answer to someone, you compromise, you bend. You sacrifice your time, your dreams, your values just to survive. The truth is, you owe it to yourself to become wealthy, not to impress people, not to flaunt it, but to build a life that can't be threatened. A life where you can walk away from toxicity, where you can speak your truth with fear of being canceled, fired, or shut down. A life where your kids don't start from scratch. A life where your freedom is not theoretical. The woman you want, it's real, it's functional, and it's backed by bank accounts and assets that give you control. The biggest lie the average person believes is that money is evil, the woman you want. But money is just a tool, a multiplier. If you're weak, broke, and scared, money will expose that. If you're strong, disciplined, and focused, money will amplify that. The woman you want, it's not about changing who you are. It's about giving you the room to be who you are without constraint. And if you think money changes people, you're wrong. It reveals them. The longer you avoid wealth, the longer you avoid responsibility. Because with money comes ownership. The woman you want. You can no longer blame others when you've got the power to change everything. The woman you want. That's why some people subconsciously stay broke. Because it's safer to be a victim than to become the one who holds the keys. But safety is a lie. There's nothing safe about struggling. There's nothing secure about depending on someone else's paycheck. The only safety is in strength. And strength in this world is funded. You don't have to become obsessed with materialism. You have to become obsessed with independence, with the ability to write your own script, to live life with power, with pride, with purpose. And that requires money, not for ego, but for elevation, not for greed, but for growth. Money isn't the goal. Freedom is the goal. The woman you want, and money is how you buy it. Success is not given. It's earned daily. Every single day is a test, and most people are failing it without even realizing. They think success is a one-time event, a lucky break, a moment where everything clicks and suddenly life changes. That fantasy keeps them lazy, keeps them soft, keeps them stuck in mediocrity. Real success doesn't show up all at once. It's built in silence through repetition, through pain, through sacrifice. The woman you want, and through an unshakable mindset that refuses to quit no matter what. Earning success daily means doing what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. The woman you want. Discipline isn't about feeling good. It's about showing up to the gym when you're tired, studying when you'd rather scroll. The woman you want. Building when no one claps for you. That's what separates the wolves from the sheep. Most people are slaves to their feelings. If they're tired, they rest. If they're sad, they stop. If they're uninspired, they quit. But the elite keep going regardless. They understand that momentum is everything and that every day they skip is a day they lose ground. You have to fall in love with the work. Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with showing up when no one's watching. Because most of the journey is lonely. Most of the grind happens in the dark. But that's where winners are forged. Not in comfort, not in crowds, but in silence, repetition, and ruthless consistency. The woman you want. Anyone can post about success. Few can build it. Anyone can talk about dreams. Few can live them. And the ones who do are the ones who earn it. The woman you want. Over and over again, success doesn't care how bad you want it. It cares how bad you're willing to suffer for it. How many early mornings and late nights you can stack. How many distractions you can kill. How many temptations you can ignore. How much pressure you can handle without folding. That's what the game tests. Every day is a challenge. And every day is an opportunity to prove you're worthy of more. When you make the decision to earn it daily, you stop looking for shortcuts. You stop blaming others. You stop waiting. You realize the only variable that matters is you. Your effort, your standards, your consistency. You realize that every excuse you make is a seed of weakness growing inside your mind. The woman you want, if you don't rip it out, it will choke your potential. You want the life others dream about. You have to do what others won't. You have to become obsessed with growth. The woman you want, you have to demand more from yourself than anyone else could ever expect. And you have to do it every day, not just when you feel good, not just when it's convenient. The woman you want, not just when someone's watching. That's what makes it real. That's what makes it earned.